Section 1, the polygon angle sum theorems. So we will be talking about the total measure of all the angles inside a polygon and outside a polygon. That's what this whole section is about. So there are n minus 2 triangles in every n-sided polygon. So if it's 50 sides, n minus 2 is what? 48. Okay, why do you think we want to make triangles? Do we know the total of a triangle? We know the total sum of the angles in a triangle?
Yeah,
180. So if I can split a shape up into triangles, can I figure out the total number of all the degrees that add up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so n, we need to remember what n represents. N represents the number of sides, and I'm not using the blanks. I was originally going to make you guys do some of this on your own. So just, it's one big line. Number of sides of the polygon. N is a variable that's used for number of always. I mean, it's like always what they use. So this would be something that you want to highlight, correct? The number of triangles in a polygon. Okay, now this is another one you probably want to highlight. The sum of the interior angles in an n-sided polygon is equal to, well, we figured out how many triangles there were, right? And how many degrees are in a triangle?
180.
180. So we take 180 times n minus 1, and n minus 1 is what? The number of triangles?
Sure.
Oh, I said n minus 1, I meant n minus 2. Sorry. N minus 2 is the number of triangles. So we found how many triangles there were, and we used the fact that we knew that there's 180 degrees in a triangle. Makes sense, right? Okay, so how many triangles are formed by drawing diagonals from the vertex from a vertex in a convex octagon? Because it is a polygon. But I don't want to draw them. Do you want to draw them? No. I want to draw them. I don't. Because that would be like here to here, yeah?
I do. I like drawing.
And here. And here. And here. Like that. I did that wrong. Because that shouldn't go that way. Okay. But what if I draw them wrong like I just did?
Then you're bad at drawing.
Then I'm bad at drawing. But if I don't place them in the right place, which sometimes you guys don't do, right? Am I going to get the right answer? Yeah, definitely going to get the wrong answer. I'm definitely going to get the wrong answer, is what I was trying to say. Because look, I mean, like, I'm just drawing, like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Do you know? There can't be that many triangles in here, can there?
It can't be. You just made them.
I can, but I mean, really? Do you think?
It would
Oh, wait, I
make
forgot
solving
some.
the problem even harder.
Got that one. And I need that one. And I need that one. That's not going to help me out with this problem, is it?
No,
No. Because that's not even what they want me to do.
but it looks cool.
But how do I figure out how many triangles are in it?
And
N minus 1. How many sides are in an octagon?
and
8.
N minus 2. I keep saying no.
Okay.
There's 8, right? Okay, so number of triangles equals n minus 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6. So there's 6 triangles.
Hey God, how'd you get 8?
Because that's the number of sides.
So now what do we do?
So that's it. That's all they wanted there, right? How many triangles are formed?
Oh.
And then now they want to know what's the interior angle sum of the convex octagon. Well, I know there's 6 triangles, yes? And how many degrees are in every triangle? 180.
So 6 times 1.
So 6 times 180, or using the formula 180 times n minus 2. Yes? How many sides are in an octagon? 8. minus 2 is 6.
So
That's
180 times
So 6 times 0 is 0.
1,080.
And 8, carry a 4. So there's 1,080 degrees in a octagon.
That seems like a lot.
But if you think about that, there's 6 triangles that can be formed in there.
How do you get that? I did 180 times 6.
So wouldn't that
Yes.
work for every, that would be
So
for
8
every
times 0
octagon?
is 0.
Yeah.
8 times 6 is 48. So 8, carry a 4. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 4 is 10.
Okay.
Yes, in every octagon, there's one. The inside, if you add up all the inside angles, the total will be 1,080. The measure of of one interior angle. Okay, so we found all of them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you need to divide one.
So, but this is of a regular. This is, I'm going to put that out there, guys. This is a regular only. What does regular mean? It means
Original?
all the sides are the same.
What is that?
Okay. So if you want to put all sides are equal. Come on, can you take your hood off, please? Okay, regular means all sides are equal, and I want to point that out because I told you there's 1,080 degrees total in an octagon, any octagon, yes? But some angles could be obtuse, some could be, you know what I mean? Well, they're all going to be obtuse, but they could have different sizes, yes?
Mhm.
But if they're regular, all sides are the equal, are all those angles going to be the same then? Yes. So there's a difference in kind of what you're
Are
looking
we
at.
gonna do the whole package?
Yes, we are. So we have the how many degrees there were, right? And that was 180 times n minus 2, right? And then we would divide it by, guess what? How many sides there were? 8 in an octagon case. But in any case, it'd be n. And I wrote that really funny, but. So you find out the whole total. This is finding out the total, yes? The total angles. And then you divide it by the number of sides you have. So if I had a regular octagon up here, we found there was 1,080 degrees in the whole thing, yes?
We solve it now?
We could find one of those angles would be what? 1,080 divided by 8. 8 goes into 10 how many times? Once. With 2 left over, right? 8 goes into 28 how many times? 3. With 4 left over? There's a 4 there. And 8 goes into 40 how many times? 5. So in a regular octagon, each angle is what? 135. Again, that's a regular octagon, not any octagon, right? What's different about a regular?
All sides are the
All the
same.
sides are the same. Okay, so what is the interior angle sum of a 17-gon? 17-gon.
So that means it has 17 sides?
Anything after a decagon,
Yeah, just
we just do the number of
Wouldn't you
sides.
divide it by 17?
Isn't decagon 12? 10 or 12?
What?
Is decadon
Decagon is 10.
10?
Okay, is a decade.
What's 12? I thought 12 had a certain name too.
And it may, but it's just practice.
You're confusing
Isn't it
me.
like
Just shut
dodecagon
up.
or something like that? It's called?
Carly, be nice. He's asking a question.
Isn't
What?
it like dodecagon 12 or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Anything, it's just common practice. Anything over 10 to just put the number of sides. Okay, so I wanted just the interior angle sum. So I want the sum, not one. I want the sum. So what's my formula for the sum?
I have no
I'm
idea.
gonna write the formula. You have 3 formulas on your paper. Which one is the sum of the interior angles?
180, then n minus 2.
Okay, 180 n minus 2. That's the sum of all the interior angles. So what is our n?
17 times 180.
So 17 is our n. So 180 times 15. Okay, so I'm going to split this up into 10 and 5. Isn't 10 plus 5 180? Or
No,
15?
yeah.
Is 10 plus 5 15? Okay, so 180 times 10 is what?
1,800.
1,800, right? I just add a 0.
Sure.
And then times 5. So 5 times 0 is 0. 5 is 40.
9,000.
So 900. 900.
Where'd you get
'Cause-
900 out of?
Because 5 times 0. 5 times 0 is 0.
Oh yeah.
5 times 8 is 40. So
Okay.
0, carry a 4.
I was multiplying
5
it
times
by,
1 is 5 plus 4
I
is.
was multiplying it by the
9.
8,000 or 1,800.
So I get 2,700 degrees. So how would you find if I wanted one of those
You would divide it
Isn't
by
that the
17.
answer?
by 17? Only if it told me it was what kind of a 17.
Regular.
Regular. And it didn't, did it?
No.
What?
So is that the answer?
Yes, because that's the sum of all the angles in a 17-sided polygon.
Okay.
Okay, so again, we're just using this whole packet. Well, we got one more formula. But we're going to use the 3 formulas, basically, because the n minus 2 really isn't a, n is. Okay, 4 formulas. You're going to use the 4 formulas to find what you're looking for. Okay? So it says each angle in a regular anagon measures 172.8. That probably should be degrees, shouldn't it? How many sides does it have? Okay, so each angle in a regular anagon.
So we divide that by
Wait, what formula do I need to use?
The
You would do
sum.
the one that is 180 n minus 2, and then you have to divide by.
N, right? The 180 n minus 2 over n. Yes? So I'm going to use 180 times n minus 2 over n. And what do I know that equals?
172.8.
172.8. So I need to solve this for n, don't I? Okay, so there's a fraction, and every problem there's a fraction. Before I can start doing it, I gotta clear the fraction, correct? So a fraction is division. How do you undo division?
Times.
Times. So I'm gonna multiply both sides by n. Does that reduce this n out here?
Yeah.
Yes. So I now have 180 times n minus 2 equals 172.8. I'm back to using my algebra skills, right? That's what I'm doing here. I have to distribute that 180, don't I? Now, I could divide by 180. I could right now. But does 180 go into 172.8?
No.
No, and so I don't want to divide by 180, do you?
No.
Okay, so we've got what?
180 n.
Minus,
Don't know.
Don't you times them?
Yeah.
360.
360.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a minute I was about to subtract them, but I was like, I know that's wrong.
Okay, so what am I solving for?
And
N.
so you got to plus the.
I have to add
360.
360. let's see, 4,
2080.
3, 2, what?
Where did you get the 5 from? Oh, my calculations. My bad.
8 plus 0 is 8, 2 plus 0 is 2.
I ain't really trying. I ain't in the mood right now to do
7
this.
plus 6 is 13, carry a 1 is 532.8.
And then you divide it by 180.
Then I have to divide it by 180, don't I? And, oops, I forgot my 8. Wait a second. Stop. What happened? Look at my work from here to here. Hopefully
don't
you
know.
didn't do it.
I don't know.
What did I do?
We don't know.
Look.
I
Oh,
am
you,
looking at it. I don't
You
know.
subtracting instead of like.
No, I did it from here to here. What did I do wrong?
You forgot the big bracket thing.
Oh, you forgot to put the N underneath, didn't you?
No.
What?
I moved the n by what?
You canceled them
I
out.
multiplied it, but what did I do?
Oh, we forgot the end.
I forgot the n. Does that change how I solve this problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Because I wouldn't move the 360, I would move the
Um,
180.
but you don't need an on it.
You have to have the n on it.
I'm not gonna do that because I don't.
Well, you're going to get the wrong answer then.
I'm so confused already. So.
Okay. Why did I multiply over by n?
Because you gotta add like terms together.
No, why
Oh.
here? Why did I why did I do this, guys?
Because you're trying.
Right, I had a fraction, yes? I can't work with a fraction, can I?
No.
So this is 172.8 times n, and I forgot to bring down the n. Did you forget to bring down the n on yours too?
No. No. And what
Yeah,
I'm
so-
and that whole time I just did it.
So yeah, your brain, so catch me on those things. Okay, so now I'm going to distribute this still, and I have 180n minus 360, yes, equals 172.8n.
And now we subtract 180.
Now we need to move 180 over, don't we? Now, do you guys want to subtract, well, I don't care what you want to do. You want to subtract 180 or
Yeah.
subtract 172.8?
180.
Okay. But I'm going to put it on top. Why am I going to put it on top?
So that it comes out as a positive number.
Well, it's still going to come out to be a negative number.
It's easier
Wow.
to.
It's easier to subtract a bigger number from a smaller number, right? So it's going to be 180 is bigger than 172, so my answer is going to be negative. Okay, so now I got to borrow and everything, don't I? So that makes this a 7, this makes a 9, and this a
7.2.
10. So 0.2. Not going to forget my n this time. 9 is 7. So just 7.2?
Negative 7 point.
Yes, I have a negative.
Oh, well, yes.
Negative 7.2. So
And
negative,
divide.
and now I divide by negative 7.2. Now, a negative and a negative make a positive.
Wait, why is. There's 60 negative. Oh, wait, never mind.
Because it was before. Okay, so I don't like dividing like this. I will actually make my numbers bigger just so I can make them smaller.
Moving the decimal.
Okay, if I move the decimal in the denominator one time, that means I'm multiplying by 10, yes?
Yeah.
If I multiply the bottom by 10, I have to multiply the
Oh, wait.
top. So I get 3,600 over 72
Yes.
equals n, and now I've got to reduce. So what number goes into both 36 and 72?
Oh, wait.
How about we try bigger than 2?
9.
Is that 7.2 or 72?
Bigger.
Well, I
36.
I
36.
changed it from 7.2 to 72.
36.
36 does, right? I was going for 12. I saw 12 earlier. But isn't 2 times 36 72?
Yeah.
But I'm going to do 12 just because I see it. Does everyone see 12 and 36 and 72?
I don't.
No? Would you guys see 9
Yeah.
and probably stopped at 9? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do 9. Because you need to do what you see, right? Okay, so 9 goes into 36 how many times?
4.
4. So this would be 400, right? And 9 goes into 72 how many times?
8.
8. Now, does 8 go into 400?
Yes.
8 goes into 40 how many times?
5.
5 and then a 0. So n equals 50. So how many sides was this? 50. It was a 50.
Just ready to go home, guys. I really don't want to be here.
I won't be at school Wednesday.
Okay, so we just used our formulas and our algebra skills, right? And do we need to slow down and make sure we don't make silly mistakes like I did?
Yes.
What the heck is that? Hold up. What is that? Minus what?
It's not
GON?
minus, it's a 50 gon. 50-sided polygon.
Actually, it's an anagon.
Well, the n is 50.
Well, yeah, we know that now, but back then we didn't.
Right, but now we know it's a
Back in the day.
50 gon.
I don't think I need to get this done.
Okay, so the sum of the exterior angles. So we did interior, yes?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do exterior. When I talk about exterior, I'm gonna do a triangle, okay? When I talk about exterior, it's when I'm extending these lines. Yes?
Yeah.
And so what do I know both of these angles equal? 180. So if we have the inside, should we be able to find the outside? Yeah. So we're going to be talking about these angles, the sum of these angles. Okay? So the sum of the exterior angles is 180, and that's the 180m is the sum.
So you need another thing for
Yes, but can I do this my way, Carly, please?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, 180m, we're going to put this in words too, is the sum of the interior and exterior angles. If you need to write underneath the line, write underneath the line. So that's what 180n equals. 180n equals the sum of the interior and the exterior. See on our picture, we just said this whole thing was 180, right? Yes?
Yeah.
And how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3. So that's the sum of the interior and exterior. Minus 180 times n minus 2. What was 180 times n minus 2? The sum of the what? Nope.
Triangle.
Look back on your front. It was the sum of the
Polygon.
So the interior angle.
interior angles. Okay, so in words, it's the sum of the interior and exterior angles minus the sum of the interior angles. Well, that would totally make sense, right? So it's 180n minus 180 times n minus 1. Now, I'm going to show you how to make this multiplication much easier, but you have to watch. It's not hard what we're going to do, but it's
You always say that.
going to do that. Okay, so what is the sum of the exterior angle measures of a 17 angle? So, following my formula is 180 n minus 180 n minus 2. The sum of all the angles minus the sum of the interior, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what is n?
This-
17. N equals 17. So that gives me 180 times 17 minus 180 times 15. Now, I do not want to multiply 180 times 17 and then 180 times 15 and then subtract them, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, you see a 180 in both. This is one term right here, and this is one term right there, correct?
You just added a
So I'm going to factor out a 180 because they have it in common. Factoring is the same as division from Algebra 1 last year. So when I divide this by 180, what do I have left? 17. And when I divide this by 180, what do I have left?
15,
And what is 17 minus 15?
2,
2. And 180 times 2 is
260.
that a lot easier than doing times 17 and times 15 and then subtracting them?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 17 times 15 would be
I can't see
three
that.
thousand 60, and then 15 times 180 would be 2,700. And when I do that, I still get 360, right? So 180 times 17 is 3,060. 180 times 15 is 2,700. I don't want to multiply those, do you? No. Do you see what we did here?
Yeah.
If you do this, it will make your multiplication much easier. Okay? You don't have to. Could I just do this problem right here?
Yeah.
Yep,
If you want,
if you really want to.
or you could do it like check. We don't need to check it. Come on.
Check it out for
Okay. So now, suppose that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. The measure of angle 1 is 3x. And the measure of angle 2 is 2x. What is the measure of the exterior angles?
Well, we can start at the bottom, putting 90s there.
Well, those are 90s, right? Okay, but we probably need to know what all this equals, don't we?
Can we just use our formula?
We need to use our formula to find the total, don't we? Okay, so our formula to find the total would be 180 and minus 180 and minus 2, right? And how many sides does this thing have?
1, 2, 3.
5?
Yes.
Okay, so it gives me 180 times 5 minus 180 times what?
3.
3. So I'm going to factor that 180 out. And when I divide 180 times 5 by 180, I'm left with what?
15.
5
5
minus 3,
minus 3, which is 180 times
2,
2, which is
360.
360. So I know right now if I add angle 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up, I get what? 360. So 360 equals angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus
Angle 4.
angle 4 plus
Angle 5.
angle 5. So now we need to plug in information we know. Somebody brought up 4 and 5. What do we know 4 and 5 are? 90? Yeah? Okay, so I know that we got 90 plus 90 for 4 and 5. What's angle 1 equal?
3.
3 what?
3x,
3x. Plus, what's angle 2 equal?
2x,
2x. What is angle 3 equal?
1.
Why is it equal 3x?
because it's the same.
Because it's congruent to 1, and 1 is 3x, so angle 3 is 3x. So I now have 360 plus 3x, or equals 3x plus 2x plus 3x plus 90 plus 90. Now do I just have an algebra problem? So what do I need to do before
Add
I
up all your like terms.
combine all my like terms? So I got 360 equals what?
8x
5,
Plus
6, 7,
8,
8.
8x
plus 180.
plus 180?
Did you get the 90s from the right angles?
Yep.
And then you divide.
You subtract 180.
I subtract 180 first. Remember reverse order of operations? So I get 180 equals 8x, and then I divide. Okay, so 8 goes into 18 how many times?
2.
2. What left over?
6. Or 2.
4.
4. 2 times 8 is 16. The difference between 18 and 16 is 2, not 4.
Yeah.
So 2. So 20. 8 goes into 20 how many times?
2.
2. This is where I was going ahead.
This is
What the? are you doing?
I'm dividing. Okay, then I have a decimal, right?
Yeah.
And a 0, and what's the difference between 20 and 16?
4.
4.
That's 5.
And that is 5. So, does it want, oh, we found x. Did we find the angles?
No,
Nope.
we have to plug it back in.
We have to plug it back in.
Are you serious?
Yep, because it says find the angles measures of each of them. So I need
Oh
1,
my
2, and 3.
God.
So I know that the measure of angle 1, oops, angle 1 is equal to what? That is not helping your motivation with your negative comments.
Good.
Okay, the measure of angle 1 is equal to what? No. What other angle?
What the heck is
3.
that in the equal sign?
I'm erasing it because I wrote over it. The measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 3, yes? Which is equal to 3 times x. And what was x?
22.5.
Okay, so 3 times 5 is
Tyson, can you quit hitting me, please?
15. Carry 1.
Tyson's hitting me.
Hey, whoever's trying to listen to this video is not being very
It's
successful.
just blatant.
There's more than just him that listens to him. Okay. 2 times 3 is, plus 1 is, and 2 times 3 is.
6.
So, angle 1 and angle 3 are 67.5. Angle 2, measure of angle 2 is equal to 2x. So 2 times 22.5. So 2 times 22 would be 44.
Oh, wait, no.
Because I'm just using up here.
Yeah.
So that'd be 45. And the measure of angle 4 is equal to the measure of what? Angle 5, which is equal to 90 degrees. And we didn't have to calculate that, did we?
This is hard. I'll ask for some help in IEP.
Hey, you're going to have to use your algebra skills. Once I set it up, I'm just using my basic algebra, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So I just have to remember those algebra skills, and that's what we're going to be doing, especially the second half of the book, is really practicing on those algebra skills, so we're where we need to be for next year. Okay, so now here's another one. Suppose, okay, I fixed it up here. Look at your paper. There was a typo. Where's your typo on this one? Suppose that a measure of, this says angle 1 is congruent to angle 3, which is congruent to angle 4, which is congruent to angle 6. What's extra on your paper?
After angle 6, it says equals 3x.
Right, so cross off, scribble out that equals 3x. That should not be there. On your paper, it should look exactly like this. Okay, did everyone scribble out their equals 3x?
Yeah.
Okay. And angle 2 is congruent to angle 5. And the measure of angle 3 equals the measure of angle 2 plus 30. What's 4? So we probably need, we know if we add up 1 through 6, we get the total, right? Exterior. So how are we going to find that total number? We're going to use our formula, yes? Our formula is 180 n minus 180 n minus 2, yes?
Yeah.
So what's my n in this picture? 6. So 180 times 6 minus 180 times 4. And we're going to factor that 180 out to make this easier on ourselves, right? So it's going to be 180 times 6 minus 4, which is 2, which is 360. So I know when I add up 1 through 6, what does it equal? 360. So 360 equals angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6. Yes?
Yes.
The only information they give me is all the congruent angles, yes, and then they tell me that the measure of 3, which is the same as the measure of what other angles?
I can see that.
4 and 1 and 6 is 30 plus the measure of angle 2, right? So if I knew the measure of angle 2, I could find all those other ones. So could I put just x for the measure of angle 2 for right now? Can I do that? Yep, so over here, I'm going to put the measure of angle 2 equals x. And if the measure of angle 2 equals x, what does that mean the measure of angle 3 equals?
X.
X plus 30.
X plus 30. Because
Never mind.
so the measure of angle 3 equals x plus 30. Now is it going to be easier to do this problem?
Yes.
Because 1, 3, 4, and 6 are all congruent, correct?
No.
Yes.
Wait, what is
1 is congruent to 3, which is congruent to 4, which is congruent to 6.
So all you have to solve is either 1, 3,
Well, we
4,
have to
6.
plug in. We have to plug in all the 2s and the 3s.
So if you solve one of those, then you solve the problem. So
Right, but you have to do it all at
solve
once.
4.
Okay, so 360 equals, what's the measure of 1 equal? Right here, guys.
3, 4.
1 equals 3 equals 4 equals 6. Do we know 3?
Yes.
Yes, what is
Equals
3?
X plus 30.
Is x plus 30. What is the measure of 2?
X.
X. What's the measure of 3?
X plus 30.
X plus 30.
And why do you want
What's the measure of 4? Up
X
here again.
plus
30?
X plus 30. What's the measure of 5?
X plus 30.
No.
Nope. 5 is congruent to 2, yes?
Why are you guys laughing at me?
It's X.
It's X.
Why are you guys laughing at me?
No one is laughing at you.
I'm like so tired.
And
That's
6?
some bull crap. People are laughing at me.
Well, X plus 30.
X plus 30.
Kids, you're
Now, can we stay focused, please? Because you're going to tell me you don't understand.
I
coming
actually
already.
really
Okay,
don't understand.
So, what did we do
This is some
from
math
this
that's
step
stupid.
to this step?
just put in the formula.
We replaced
no.
what each angle equals, correct?
Yeah.
So now that I have that, I just have an algebra problem, yes?
Sure.
I do. I
I
combine my
guess.
terms.
There's 1.
How many x's do I have?
5x.
5 x's?
Yeah.
I count 6.
Oh, well.
1, 2,
5, 6, 6.
Yeah, there's
4,
that.
6.
5. I got 6.
Okay, so there's 6 x's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have 1, 2, 3,
4, so-
4. So 4 times 3 is,
120.
1 point.
yep, 120.
Then subtract 120.
And subtract 120.
80, which is 40. 240.
240. Divide by 6, you get
40.
40. So x equals 40, but that's not all at once, right?
No, we did put plus.
Now you have to plug it
We
back
have
in.
to plug in what's the angle of measure 4. Well, 4 is congruent to 3, yes?
X
3
equals
is
30.
X plus 30.
3.
So the measure of angle 4 equals x plus 30, and 30, x is 40. So the measure of angle 4 is
8, 4.
And don't forget your degrees.
What is that? Oh, is that M?
That's an M. Okay, so let's talk about this problem. What happened in it?
A lot of
A
Okay.
lot.
A lot of things happened. We were talking about all the exterior angles, yes?
We pretty much
A lot
found
of
it
stuff.
and figured out.
Connor, quit sleeping.
Are you ready to pay attention?
I've been paying attention. What are you talking about? Yeah, I have. What are
Okay,
you talking about?
we are talking about the exterior angles, yes?
Yeah.
So the first thing we had to do was find what?
The whole thing.
The sum of all of them, right? And I used my formula for that. And I know then if I added them all up, next, I would get 360, that sum. Then I used the information that they told me to go from there because they said the measure of angle 3 was equal to measure of angle 2 plus 30, right? So everything was referring back to the angle of measure 2, wasn't it? So we just said that the measure of angle 2 was x. Could we made it y?
Yeah.
Could we made it t? Yep, whatever we wanted to make it, we could have made it. So we made
Why 2?
what?
Why would it be only 2? I mean,
Because they're referring, because 1, 3, 4, and 6 are all congruent, and 2 and 5 are congruent, and then they tell me that the measure of angle 3 refers to measure angle 2. So if we knew the measure of angle 2, we could figure out everything else.
okay.
So that's why we wrote it as the measure of angle 2 equals x, and then replaced that into the measure of angle 3. And then we just replaced each of those for the angles, correct? Okay, so the setup's going to be the longest part, isn't it?
And can you read announcements before the bell rings?
We're not done.
We won't even get done.
Okay,
Ew.
so I'm going to give you this problem right here. I will start reading, but you need to work on this problem. What is
I don't
this?
know
What are we talking about here?
Measure of the
Interior angles, correct? So what am I going to do with all these angles? Add them up and equal to the interior. So I want you got to find the sum of the interior.
I don't even know what's on lunch.
Okay, if you be quiet and work, I will look.
You start this off.
Why
You
would-
have to find the sum of the interior angles. How many sides is this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. and
There's
then
5.
50.
So what is the formula for the sum of the interior angles?
No, actually, how much do you weigh?
180.
Okay, today is pizza quesadilla, baked beans, potato chips, fruit and milk. Tomorrow is hot ham and cheese, sun chips, corn, chocolate chip cookies, slushy cup, and
I
milk.
didn't hear. What was
Tomorrow for breakfast is bagel cream cheese. Remember to wear your masks. When you attend activities, you need to social distance and wear your mask. Laptops, you cannot take them unless you paid your fee. Students that are involved in activities, sports must give your sponsor coach names of those attending to put on the pass list. They need to be there when your coach tells you to be there. Tuesday, JV and varsity basketball is Tuesday at Johnson Central at 4:30. The following volleyball players for making state teams: Kaylee Clover, Maddie Wagner, both made the D1 All-State honorable mention, and then Kaylee, Maddie, Carly made Omaha honorable mention.
Good job, Carly.
Let's see, reserve boys basketball Monday at home at 6:15. Junior high wrestling, senior photos, National Honor Society, Genomic fundraiser. Remember, you can buy it at Fathead. The FBLA will host their second annual Christmas party. Hope Wine more donations by the 11th. Blood drive is tomorrow from 12 to 6 at the community center. Okay. So we have what's the sum of the interior?
Oh no.
540. How'd you figure out 540?
180
Uh,
minus 2.
Okay, so 180 times n minus 2, so 5 minus 2 is 3, and you get 540. So I know that if I do what with every one of these things,
Will equal 540.
do what with them though?
Add them.
Add them. So I'm just going to add them. What's the last one?
6 times
90.
90. So how many x's do I have?
1,
22 x's and 100. And then you do what from there?
2,
Subtract, divide by 22, and then substitute back in your x. We will go over the assignment tomorrow. The last one is just using the formula again.